Well, with many of our vacation plans canceled for this summer and thinking of those tropical places, I'm here with Mike out at Little Prince. Today we're going to be talking about some of the amazing tropical plants that you can be growing in our yards at home. So Mike, what do we have up here today?
Well, we have a whole bunch of different selections here, anything from truly hardy to semi-hardy with some protection, all the way to just your typical annual planting.
Now we have a large one here. What is this guy here?
That is Sonia Antarctica, and it's one of the hardiest tree ferns. The fronds will start taking damage at about 20 degrees. It's truly hardy to about 15, but below that it will die. But I have several of these in my house. I've had them for 5-6 years now. I do spend some time in the fall and wrap them, but they've taken our snowpocalypse times and our deep freezes and everything like that, and they've come back every year. So.
Now some of the other ones that may come back that you'll see that get your tropical are like some of the hardy bananas, right?
Yeah, that's a truly very, very hardy banana. Definitely stem hardy all the way into the 20s, and it'll come back from the ground at probably down to 0 degrees.
And so then you could wrap the trunks and insulate the trunks, and it'll still stay up.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to put some time in the fall and just make sure, wrap the trunk up, and it'll survive and come back very good the next year.
And then there are some other bananas that have different colored leaves. Like this one has the spotting on it. Is this one as hardy, or is it?
No, unfortunately, a super cool tropical looking banana, but not going to be hardy for you, even with protection.
And then if you like this red coloring, there are things that you can do to have this big kind of bold leaf, and that'd be going into like a canna lily, right?
Yeah, this is Canna Australia, and it's hardy to at least zone 7. It's come back for me every year in our garden as well. Definitely adds a nice tropical look, as well as the other Canna here, Cleopatra, which has the red streaking in its leaves.
And those will get blooms on them, and they multiply, right?
Yeah, they do multiply by rhizomes underground. So you got to watch out for too wet of conditions in the winter. They can rot out, but they do like a lot of water in the summer. Though, so.
And then there are some, if you're looking in for some of the different like leaf colors or stems, some of these, alocasias or colocaceas, right? That are like this guy here is called. Which one is this?
That's illustrious.
Illustrious?
Right there. Yeah, there's hundreds of varieties of the colocaceae available out there. All kinds of leaf colors and shapes and sizes, and really nice for a tropical look. And some are actually quite hardy, and others not so much.
Right. So, and then if they're hardy, are they going to stay up in the wintertime, or they tend to die down and come back?
They'll die down to the ground, and they're somewhat late emerging in the springtime as well. They need some heat and warmth to come back about.
So if some were to plant some of these in pots and containers, it looks like you have this is a big planter over here that you've had wintered over. What is some of the care that a homeowner would need to do if they wanted to have some of these plants come back year after year?
Well, this one is something that I planted last year at my house, and I'm fortunate as being a grower, I have a nice warm greenhouse I can bring it to every winter to overwinter it. But most of this stuff just really needs minimal protection. If you can have some area that just stays, right around freezing to slightly above freezing, you get this thing to overwinter, and then in the springtime when temperatures warm up, you can put it back outside. And they need lots of fertilizer. Definitely don't ever let them dry out in the summertime either.
Right, because they're getting big. I mean,
yeah, you have a lot of plant material in a container right here, so definitely almost every day in the summertime when it's hot.
Now, is it something that somebody could bring into like a garage or a basement area to overwinter if they're just trying to keep it from freezing, or is it better to have more of a greenhouse situation?
Yeah, more of a greenhouse. Sometimes the garage situations are just a little too dark. It depends. If you had a well-lit garage, you may be able to do something like that. But a cold frame greenhouse would be ideal for it.
Or like if you had like the big tree fern or some of these bananas out that are planted in the yard, you can wrap the trunks and insulate them in them that way?
Yeah, that's all. They just rapid foam insulation. You know, we want something that can get wet, obviously. But you just wrap the trunk all the way up, and so for like a tree fern, we just pull all the fronds up together and wrap all the fronds too. But that can recover with no fronds left on it. But the banana, you just let all the leaves die on the banana and just wrap the trunk, and
it comes right back up.
Comes back in the next year. Yeah.
So if you want more information, go to Little Prince website, or you can go to gardentime.tv and we'll click you over.